Okay, so here we have our ACC conference preview for 2017. We'll take a look at how we think each team will fare and whether or not they will exceed Las Vegas's win total that's projected. We'll start in the middle of the ACC. Our number 9 team, the North Carolina Tar Heels, I think they'll go under the 7-win mark. Too much inexperience at quarterback. They lost Elijah Hood at running back, inexperience at receiver. I think the Tar Heels under 7. Our 8th best team in the ACC, I think the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. I think they'll go over the 6.5 mark set. I think Paul Johnson does his best when his teams aren't expected a lot of them in the preseason. I think Yellow Jackets surprise some people, but not a real contender in the ACC. The 7th best team in the ACC, probably the Pitt Panthers. The win total set at 7.5. I think they go over 7.5. Max Brown coming back. Quadri Henderson, Quadri Olison are back. I think Pittsburgh has enough. Pat Narduzzi continues to do well at Pitt. They're over 7.5. The 6th best team in the ACC, the Wolfpack of North Carolina State. I think the Wolfpack go over the 7.5 mark set by Vegas. The defensive line should be a strength again. Jalen Samuels back to provide some playmaking for Ryan Finley in the offense. I think the Wolfpack surprise some people. Maybe can pull an upset of one of the big 3 in the ACC. The 5th best team in the ACC, the Virginia Tech Hokies. I think Vegas sets the mark at 9. I think they win 9. But if I had to say, they probably go 8-4 if they don't go 9-3. A lot of new starters at quarterback, running back, and receiver. The defense should be a strength, but in this ACC this year, there's a lot of teams that can say the defense is a strength. The difference this year probably who can score the most. I'm skeptical. A redshirt freshman at quarterback. I think the Hokies probably 9-3, 8-4, 5th best team in the ACC. At 4, I think Louisville also pushes at 9. If I had to pick, they might go 8-4 if they don't go 9-3. I think too many questions at receiver, an offensive line that didn't play well a year ago, a defense that has some nice pieces, Jair Alexander back, James Hearns to rush the passer. Maybe the Cardinals surprise and do better, but I think 9-3, 8-4, they probably push the 9 Vegas set. The 3rd best team in the ACC, many people's sleeper, the Hurricanes of Miami. I think the Hurricanes go over the 8.5 set by Vegas. Really the only thing this team is missing is a quarterback. They return Mark Walton at tailback, Amon Richards at receiver. The entire front 7 is back from a defense that ranked in the top 20 nationally a year ago. I think Miami surprises people but doesn't quite get over the hump and win the ACC this year. I think the top 2 in the ACC are extremely close. Florida State and Clemson. I think the Tigers finish 2nd in the ACC, but I think they go over the 9-win mark set by Vegas. There's a lot of talent on this defense to like. You have Christian Wilkins back, Clelin Ferrell back, Dexter Lawrence back. At linebacker, you have Kendall Joseph back, Vaughn Smith in the secondary, Deion Kane, Hunter Renfrow back at receiver. There's talent at running back and quarterback. The question is, will they eventually start Tavion Feaster and Hunter Johnson? Tigers probably go 10-2, maybe 11-1, but I don't think they beat the Seminoles of Florida State, who are my pick to win the ACC in 2017. DeAndre Francois is back. I think by the time Florida State plays Clemson later in the year, Cam Akers will have experience. Jaquez Patrick also back at running back. Too much for Florida State. The defense is good. I think they'll be ready offensively by the time Clemson comes. And I think the Seminoles win the ACC in 2017.